ending to the holiday weekend.
Don't
Don't forget to mute.
Hang on. Got to get there.
I'm telling you, just reminding you, babe.
You guys are all going to have to bear with us because we're driving each other crazy tonight.
Friendly reminder.
Okay. Hello and welcome, everybody. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. We got a lot of big things going on with some of our advanced people. We got some newbies coming in. I got some family members coming in that I've been so excited to help. So we've got a lot of things going on. We've had weekend from hell of our house self-destructing in front of us. So
I can't complain. The furnace was about 50 years old, so it's original to the house.
It's original. So it's time. Just wasn't what we wanted to do the month of Christmas. So
Merry Christmas to us.
yeah, guess what we're getting. But needless to say, so it's been one of those, but again, it's learning. What we teach on here is learning to get through life, learning to make this a lifestyle, because stressing out and worrying over things will absolutely jack up our numbers
and give you a headache.
Make your glucose go crazy, your cortisol rises, and it is not good for our health. So we are all learning to take it in stride, take the blessings, keep it in perspective. We're both healthy. We're here. And after that, that's all that matters. So we're good with it. So we're going. Let's check in chemistry wise. We will start this one. I'm off the rails trying to take medicine again, and I can do okay for a little bit. But when I take the medicine, it jacks my numbers all up, makes me tired, knocks me out, messes my glucose up and everything. So we are jumping into those of you that are in the advanced part with us. You know, the magic happens in those 72-hour fasts that we love so much. So we're jumping into our fasting again. This isn't needed for everybody. Everybody doesn't have to do it to the level that we do, but most of us, once you get there and your chemistry can carry you into that part, you will feel like a rock star when you do it. And I want that feeling back because we've got a lot of big things coming up and I want that good feeling back. So I'm pushing through. I'm getting there. So that's what we're doing. Lance is kind of getting back on track too. We haven't went off the rails. We did good through Thanksgiving. I had one little sliver of some carrot cake. He had a little sliver of a piece of pie. Other than that, we ate the meat and some fat. We had shrimp cocktail at night for a treat. We had some trail bologna, some steaks, some deviled eggs, some things like that. But there was nothing that either of us felt deprived. Neither of us felt like, oh gosh, we can't do this. We succeeded. We were both good in that. So more of the stress of life right now is messing us up, and being tired and grouchy and I can't get over my cough is messing us up more than anything. As far as chemistry goes with our keto, it was a breeze. This, I think, holiday. Hey, Angie, nice to see you, sweetie. Hey. This holiday was so much better. We both worked on the brain health enough. We've both made enough mistakes and fallen on our face that we know what it takes to keep us on track. And we know what it does to our bodies when we get off track. That learning that mental health in it, working on the brain health in it, and getting to the advanced levels in it is what truly is the win. And there was nothing that really intrigued us this holiday. And that was a first, because usually we are, stressing through it like everybody else. And I didn't even have a moment of stress. Did you, for food?
Not until I got home Wednesday. Not for food.
Not for food. So our furnace fell apart and took a dump.
We're good though. Enough about the furnace.
Yes, but the food was not a problem this year. So we're about 4 years in with drboz, and even as many people as we coach of hers that get us through this, it's the brain health that has helped us stay on board. And that we realized this year, we finally have made some success, because there was nothing at that Thanksgiving table. I don't know if it was just surviving the heart attack this year and looking up across the table, just like our speech last year was realizing it doesn't matter what was on my plate. If I wasn't there this year, if I wouldn't have made it through that heart attack, the food on my plate did not matter. It was looking across the table and seeing my loved ones and being together and thanking God for leaving me here another year to do so and drive my family crazy and enjoy it as for what it really is. It's not about the food. And that's where we all have to learn to change that brain and that dopamine response in the brain to make not every celebration be about food. It's not. It is about the people and the relationships across the table. And that's where all of you come into our lives. So thank you for being a part of our lives. And getting us through this. You guys are our family just as much as we want to lead and direct you guys. But we got some big wins going on tonight that I want to call out right now. So Wayne and Victoria, come and jump in. These are, for all my newbies, these are two of our advanced people coming off of the advanced class with us. They decided to push through and wait until after Thanksgiving to start their 72-hour fast, their very first one. Anybody that has done our advanced course knows that the ending course and the grand finale of our courses with drboz is the 8 weeks in a row of 72-hour fast. This does the deep cleaning in the liver. This is what helps reverse all that damage where that stored glucose is. You reach autophagy, you're healing. You can tell it both of their faces thinning out. The inflammation really starts dropping down. All of that magic happens when you get to that. Now, don't let me scare the newbies off because that is not needed for everybody. But those of us with major deep health issues, it is a win. It is where you get your rock star status with that norepinephrine and everything kicking in. That is where the magic happens. Now, the first two isn't always easy. The first 2 or 3 are not always easy. The guys kick in so much faster than us women do. But I want you guys come on in, Wayne and Vicky, and share and tell us how your week has went and how you made it through and how you're feeling, good and bad.
Yeah, we started 7 o'clock Thanksgiving night. We had our Thanksgiving dinner earlier in the day. And then we had a light dinner of some leftovers, and that was it. We waited till 7 o'clock tonight. Had a couple bouts of feeling like I wanted to eat, but I never was famished. Never felt horrible. Vicky might tell you a little differently. We planned a couple things that we did. We did some exercise yesterday, and we did a session in our sauna. So that all went well. Never got that, big feeling of energy or anything that came in. So I don't want to, sugarcoat this and say it was all wonderful. But quite frankly, I was actually discouraged when I was taking my numbers, and, my glucose was still in the 120s up until this morning. And I had to get back online and do my own research again, saying, okay, what's wrong with me? Well, nothing's wrong with you. Your insulin's down and you're getting that out of your liver and your fat. So that's all a good thing, supposedly. You didn't feel like that when you were taking your numbers, but that kind of affirmed that that's what it was expected to happen. And then when I took my numbers right before we ate tonight, my glucose dropped down to 89 and Vicky's was down to 95. So both of us, got under 100. It took us 72 hours to do it, but we got there.
So a couple teaching moments I want to share right there with that, Wayne. That's the big difference for all my advanced people. That is the big difference of going from a 48 to a 72. The hormone changes in that, the glucose cleaning out, and where Wayne was saying he kind of felt discouraged because it's like, good Lord, I'm going 72 hours without eating. Just know when your chemistry is prepped and ready, your chemistry will carry you. He wasn't starving. He wasn't famished. It's a mental game. Once you're this far down the program, it's more mental than anything. Your chemistry is ready to carry you because we've taught your body how to be fat adapted. All of us have enough fat where our body is not going to starve to death. It is the mental game. Once we're fat adapted at the end of this program, which is the goal for all of it, because then our body is living off our body fat, not off of our glucose. But that transition time that Wayne's talking about, that he's worked so hard to get to, he has the body fat to keep him. He's not starving. He's not like, oh my God, I'm just white knuckling it through 72 hours. But the win in it, where he was saying his numbers were still high, the numbers don't drop until you get from that 48 to that 72. Think of it as the spring cleaning. Think of it as you're doing that deep cleaning, getting that glucose out of the liver. So sometimes your glucose will even go up because you're pulling stored glucose out of the cell, out of the fat, out of the body, out of the liver. So your body, because you're not ingesting it, your body is going and looking for it, which means it's deep cleaning. it is bringing all that stored glucose out. So whether it's stored in the, the organs of the body, the muscles, the liver, wherever it's stored, we want to keep pulling that out repetition wise.
And that'll show up in your system when you take your numbers. And that is the reason for the higher glucose number, because you have now pulled that out of your system and you put it into your system.
And you'll use it for fuel.
You're using it in your system.
So Wayne, you handled it perfectly. You got a little exercise in. The sauna is another little stressor that you stressed your body with. And now next week when you're going into it, first back up. Before next week going into it, let's make sure you're refeeding days, you're meeting your fat macros, watching your proteins, all those good things. Pretty much do the carnivore thing. Don't squish it around right now. Don't juggle a bunch of different things right now because you came off your fast. Keep it as simple as you can, because this is where those 8 weeks of consecutive fasting is going to deep clean that liver. So Wayne, I'm just so proud of you. And second of all, I want to say again, kudos to you for being that leader and that man of your house. And that is such a big win that most people don't even comprehend they need. And you being that godly man that you are and leading your family through this, I'm so proud of you and blessed to be on this journey with you. So good job, Wayne. Good job. Anything else you want to add before we jump over to Vicky?
No, let's let Vicky give the counterpoint now.
So anybody that hasn't done this yet, just realize what Vicky's going through. All of us ladies north of 40 or 50 or whatever, and hormone issues and things like that. This is a much harder journey than it is for the men that kick in so fast. It's annoying, but it's such a blessing for the guys, but it is very difficult to sit and watch. And Vicky, so jump in, tell us good, bad, and ugly. Let us hear what you're doing.
It was, and you and I talked last night because you got an email, a desperation email text, called and talked me off my ledge. It was more just feeling sorry for myself.
Yep.
Like I wanted food, and I couldn't have food. And so I was just being pouty and whiny, I think, for it. And Wayne just kind of ignored me and let me go. I felt some hunger at times, but I don't think we prepped as well coming into it as we could have. I don't think we had our fats as high as we should have had and things like that. But it was doable. It's just, like you said, it's a mental game, trying to convince yourself you don't need to eat.
I'm not starving to death. Yes.
Everyone's telling you need to eat. Yeah. And my numbers were, they were higher than they usually were. And again, my ketones were so low. So I don't think we prepared well. And that's something we're going to have to look at.
And that's hard. Vicky, just know coming off of Thanksgiving dinner, that's hard. That's hard to do because if you were a little bit out of your normal, if you were a little bit off rails, whatever, that even if it wasn't over 20 carbs, you were still maybe a little out of your normal routine. That's hard enough. Add the holiday in it. That's hard enough. Now, making sure when you're moving forward, make sure you are using your MCT every chance you get, as much as your body can handle. That's going to be your prep for next week. That's going to be, let's get those ketones moving as best as we can. Knowing that your glucoses went up a little bit, it wasn't as low as you wanted them to be. This is your first one. So keep in mind,
just wait. It will get there. You have to stress that stuff to get it to pull out of your liver and pull out of your organs that, like Tammy said, and it get into your system and use it up. So you're starting to unlock, just seeing that your glucose did go up means that you unlock that. It's pulling it out of there. You just don't put it back.
Yep. So just know that is because you weren't feeding. Your body has to go look for it. And right now, glucose is still the easy fuel to grab. So it's still going to go look for more glucose. Hey, where can I go find it? It's easy. Where can I go grab that glucose from? So it's going to keep doing that. That is a good thing. That means you just cleaned out part of your liver, part of whatever you have, body parts in there that is still storing glucose. That's a win. So that is where now we're going to set you up between now and next week. When I don't know if you're going to get on the same routine that we are on Sunday, or are you guys going to stick Friday through Sunday, or are you going to start on Sunday, or look at your calendars and see what works. Here's Lance and I's thinking of why we do Sunday. We start our fast on Sunday. So we have time to come home from church, have family dinner. Then we start our fast, which makes us ending Wednesday afternoon. So that leaves us Thursday, Friday, Saturday to do date night, to do dinner with family and friends, to do something a little bit off of our normal routine. But it still ends up such an easy routine to follow and get into. For us, that works because we like to go do something or go on a date night on Friday or Saturday. And then it just gets, but again, we have time to still prep and be ready for the following week to come for the fast. So look at your schedule, figure out what will work best. I don't know if it will be better to do it during your working time, so you're busier, or will it be better to do it when you're at home and not have to deal with life? So
yeah, well, that's why we did it this time. So if it was going to go south, we were, I was home at least and didn't have
little group support.
You'll get there.
But we're going to go. 1 down, 7 more to go. We'll see. There you go.
Yep. So just get your schedule, and what you're going to do, that's going to put you right after Christmas. So it's going to put you ready. If you want to do the New Year, New You program with us, you can, and just start back over, because what Lance and I do is we get to, through those 8 weeks, we reevaluate our numbers. Have we reached our goals? Have we reached our weight? Are we reversing the medications that we wanted to reverse? Whatever. You reevaluate your numbers and you just rinse and repeat and keep going. So this is where you get to read your body and learn chemistry wise what your body's doing and how you can move forward in it. So good job. I am so proud of you, Vicki. You got through the hardest one. The next 2 might be a little rough for you still.
I was just going to say that the intensity is still going to be there for the next 2 or 3.
But it's the mental game, because your chemistry is ready. Your chemistry will carry you. I promise it. Just don't give up. You got it.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So good job for you two moving ahead. Mama Diane, what have you got into this week? Hang on. We got you muted.
There she is.
There you go. There you can.
It's been good. I made it through the holidays, or through Thanksgiving. We start partying about a week ahead. But we made it. I made it fine with the food, but I think the stress level, I think affected my numbers more than the food. Like you, Tammy, I really don't think I had as much trouble with the food as I did the busy, everybody coming, is everything ready? I struggled with that more this year than typical. And I think I was almost worried about the food more, a little bit. But I did fine. So good.
Good. So. Well, I've seen a couple of your videos, so I hope you don't mind me sharing. But just know, just as we were talking about Wayne, about being a leader of our family, some of us, whether we're on kids level, whether we're on grandparent level, whatever level of life you're in, Miss Diane is the leader in her family right now, and she has a little granddaughter that is coming right up the lanes with her of getting in this journey and realizing how much effect, even as grandparents, we have on our little ones, and being able to influence those little ones and helping that hippocampus develop in their brain, knowing how much control you actually do have over the development, not just of your children, whether in utero or babies, but how much influence we have over our young children, and while their brains are developing and everything, and how many things we actually can do to influence the development of their brain that is going to affect them for the rest of their life. So it's just really neat to see that, first of all, that you're leading by example, and we just keep doing this and keep moving forward until we get everybody we know and love following us through this course. So that's going to be the win in it. And Diane, we love you and we're proud of you. And
good job, girl.
And that little one's so cute. And you had a great topic of, I think, the stress. Some of us carry the stress so much more than others. And it takes its toll on some of us to where we just can't always, you can't always fix the stress, but to be able to see what it is, looking back, what it is that's truly stressing you. Is it truly worried about the food on the table? Is it, working through the things of wanting everything to be perfect, working, all the things of, again, if you weren't here this year, what would really matter? Would your family care if supper was perfect, if dinner was perfect, if the pies were beautiful? Would your family care?
Right.
No, they are going to miss their mama. So
Right.
it all comes back to, again, it's the relationship and the healing in the brain that makes this all matter. When we change perspective and take the focus off the food and put the focus on what really matters, that's the win in the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it is. Don't stress it, Mama.
Let me ask you something, Tammy. Would you recommend, rather than jumping straight to the 72, would you, and I've been pretty much one meal a day for a long time, would you recommend doing so many 36 and so many 48s and then going to 72? What do you suggest?
You know me, I want to jump in with both feet and get it over with, because I want the magic of a 72. As your coach, yes, I'm going to tell you, yes, take it nice and slow. Would I do a 36? Absolutely not. Would I recommend you do a 36?
48.
If you can make it past 24 hours, go for 48, first of all.
Okay.
Second of all, if you can make it to 48 and your chemistry is carrying you, what's stopping you from doing a 72?
Right.
Because 72s, between 48 and 72, the science between those 24 hours is huge on the healing.
Hey,
So,
if I can do the sardines, I could do the 72, right?
hey, I think a 72 is easier than sardines. I would fast for 72 hours easier than eating the sardines, but
She just doesn't like that taste.
I just don't like them babies. But I've made a promise to myself, if I can't make it for any reason, whether it's just because I have to take my medicine, whether I can't get over this cold, if I have to break my 72, I will only break it and go to sardines.
That's incentive to her.
That's really big incentive, because I don't want to eat them boogers.
Hey, I laid out a can of sardines where it's like, okay, if you mess up, you're going to sardines.
Exactly.
It's your punishment.
But for anybody, I hope I didn't just lose Olivia and Ryan because I'm talking about sardines. Just know, sardines, what we do is we are pulling away all of the foods that don't serve us. We are pulling out the things that don't give us the nutrition and the true benefits of food that it is supposed to give our bodies. And we are adding in the most high density nutrition you can get.
Basically, whatever goes in your mouth needs to be quality, not quantity.
Exactly. So as we teach you to do that, sardines, as much as I hate to admit it, are one of the most nutrient dense little fishes you can eat. So they are used as a tool. They are my incentive to push through to my fast, because I would rather fast. But just know that is what we're talking about on the sardine challenge here, because it is rough. If you like them, more power to you. You've got to win in an easy way to get your chemistry to carry you through. If you don't like them, you're up a creek, because you need to eat them. They are so good. I can't even explain all the science in them, but I will tell you my numbers are magical when I eat them.
Yep.
And out of Dr. Boz's class of 200 people that we just did, most everybody would say the same thing. There is something magical in the omega 3-to-6 ratio that's in them, in the fats and the proteins that's in them, whatever those ratios are.
And how your body uses them.
They do something magical to your chemistry. So again, I can't stand the taste of them. I have been trying to, as Dr. Boz says, develop my palate for almost 2 years. I eat them weekly, and I still don't like them. So he still makes fun of me and records me eating them because he thinks it's so funny.
Oh man. I love her to death, but boy, she can complain about eating them.
But just know they do work. It's magic. But again, you've been at one meal a day for long enough.
I would start with 48s.
If you can make it to 48, maybe do a 48 a couple weeks in a row. But it's the same thing I told Vicky and Wayne. If you can make it to those 48s, 48 to 72 is nothing but a mental game.
And the 48 is basically to get your mindset.
Yep.
It's not your chemistry.
And
it's your mental focus.
And by the time you're at one meal a day for that long, and you're getting the nutrition that you need, your nutrients are up, your body is not hungry, you're learning to burn your fat for fuel, your body is not going to starve to death by no means. It's the next transition of it is just carrying it through to make sure you can get to the 72s, and it's just carrying you through it. It is the mental game in it by then. It's not even a chemistry problem by then. Your chemistry will carry you. And that's where, unless you're so thin, you have no fat stores.
No problem there.
See, that's where I could live for
then
months.
There's another learning tool right there. we've been through that.
We've been through that. When somebody leaned out so much, he was really struggling with his fats, his energy tanked. And so we had to jump back in. Hey, Laura, good to see you, hon. His energy tanked and everything. And we had to readjust his macros and everything. But that is because he didn't have a whole lot of meat left. I mean, he was at his junior high weight, and we had to redo his macros and get that fat up. But again, it's a fat-based program.
Yep.
All those hormones are fat-based hormones that we're working on. So that's good. So good job, Mama. Glad you had a happy Thanksgiving, and good job for being the Nana that's leading the world.
Yep.
So, thank you. And that little one's so cute. I just want to.
Oh, she's adorable.
Hey, it's funny how their taste is not messed up until we mess it up.
Exactly.
Good point.
She's 5 and she will eat sardines. She loves a salt rock. Of course, she told her pediatrician that she's carnivore.
That's the best
that
right
was
there.
Probably not good.
Yeah, she said, actually, I'm carnivore and I eat meat and chocolate.
That's awesome. That is, hey,
meat and chocolate.
But again, look what you're doing. And you are so right. Until we ruin their taste buds with sugars and sweets, they love it.
Exactly.
We have ruined, we ruined them by doing that. So it's like good for you. And to watch that little thing eat those sardines like a champ, that is just and just know how much that's helping her brain health and development. Everything. Like what a win. So good job.
I know it makes you feel like you need to apologize to the older ones.
It does. I keep telling
how I mistreated you.
My poor kid, I sent him to school with his Ninja Turtle thermos with
power juice,
Ninja Turtle power juice in it, which was otherwise known as a colon cleanse. And the poor kid took, I know, Wayne, he still won't let me live it down. But it's one of those things. I thought I was sending him to school with a fruit smoothie that was healthy and good for him. And I should have sent him the damn Snickers bar and let him have it. I mean, to know that the sugar and the glucose that in his brain is the same effect as if I gave him the candy. So it is. It's sad to think what we did to them. We need to apologize. And my poor son will never let me live it down. So, but it's good. All good. We're learning. We're moving forward and learning, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Good job, Mama. We're proud of you. Linda and Rob, you guys want to come check in? Maybe.
Rob's on it. Maybe.
There
it is.
I'm on it. Here we are.
How are you guys?
We're good.
You guys have a good holiday?
Yes. And in fact, I brought up what you said about, we had time of prayer, and I said something about, it's important to look up across the table at who's there. That really touched us.
Good.
Yeah. How'd it work for you? People look up. They look up from their plate for a while.
Yes, they did.
Good. And that's truly what matters. And that is, once you can look up from your plate and the food isn't the stimulus and the food isn't the celebration and the food isn't the dopamine response in your brain, and you can look up from your plate and know the food is nourishment, it's enjoyment, it's okay, but it is not what matters. And when you can take that focus off the plate and looking up, it's just the biggest win you can get. I mean, to me, it truly is, because it makes you realize what matters. So, it does.
Any struggles or anything this week?
Anything we can help you with?
Anything?
What do I do about leg cramps?
That's a good one for that. Good question. Actually, good leg cramps, any type of cramping, any type of it, Charlie horses, anything like that. That is either you're dehydrated or your electrolytes and minerals are too low. So drink your water and the salt. Do you use the Redmond salt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want more salt, increase it. And again, I'm only telling you that and make sure you're under 20 carbs. You're not ingesting the sugars and the carbs over 20 for sure, preferably under 15-ish. But that salt is what will, that dehydration and the lack of minerals and electrolytes and stuff is what will cause those Charlie horses. So that's the first sign. And just know if that is happening, that means your whole body's dehydrated or depleted.
Yep.
So Don't ever let that happen. If that's happening, you need to jump in and fix it. That's a quick fix, easy. Headaches, the same thing. If you're getting headaches, all those things that people talk about the keto flu, that you hear the god awful stories of why nobody should do keto because the flu is awful. Well, the flu is only awful if you have all the side effects that nobody's taught you how to head off and treat them. You're having those side effects because there's a problem with your balance in your body. First of all, that means you're peeing out a lot of inflammation. You're dropping that down, which is what we want. We want to wring that inflammation out of the cell. We want to shrink that down. So you're peeing that inflammation out. It's coming out of your pores. It is coming out everywhere. As you pee out that inflammation, your electrolytes and those minerals and stuff are going with it.
So you have to crank them back up. You have to
yes,
bring more minerals in.
So the more that you burn energy, the more you sweat, and it's going to vary. There's not a, oh my gosh, have 1 teaspoon a day of salt. There's no answer like that because, you burning more energy, or if you're in a hotter climate and you're sweating more, just a simple sweat will give you an imbalance more than the next person.
I probably do 3 times as much salt as she does, but
I sit on my butt all day and he works.
I don't eat it. I actually put it in my water. I put it in my coffee. I'm getting it that way through different ways. I don't like a whole lot of salt on my food, which is weird, but you give me, my 32-ounce thing of water here, I'll probably put 2 teaspoons of salt in it or more and do about 3 or 4 of those a day.
So, and he does that constantly, but I can't drink salty water, but I can salted life out of my steak.
Absolutely.
I can scrape the salt off. But again, for anybody that's new to this, make sure the only salt we use is Redmond salt. Olivia and Ryan, that is something I have to send you the link for that I forgot to talk about a little bit. That is the only thing. I don't want to make you buy a whole lot of things, but just know anybody that we're telling you to increase your sodium like that, it needs to be a good mineralized salt. Everybody in my group, anybody that I coach, anybody on our groups, I am telling you, if you have that umbrella girl salt in your house,
throw it away
or throw it on the sidewalk. It's the only thing it's good for. Does everybody know what I mean? What is it? I don't even know what it's called. Morton's.
Morton. Yeah.
Okay. No processed salt like that. None of that. We won't even use that as a shake in a restaurant.
If it's white, it's probably not good.
Yeah. So it's one of those, I carry my own salt in my purse so that when we go to a restaurant, I will not even use the crappy salt one time in a restaurant. It doesn't happen. It's not going in my body. It's that bad. So literally throw it away. Do not use anything. Redmond's real salt is the only one that we use. I will post a link for that if anybody needs it.
Another thing too, Laura, or Linda, someone from YouTube just said a magnesium float will help with the leg cramps as well. If you get a chance to go do those.
Absolutely. Anybody for any reason, if anybody has a chance to go do the magnesium float, those are just a win the whole way around. They calm you. They help with the sleep. They help with the cramps. The nervous system calms down. The magnesium gets increased in your body. It absorbs
like $1 million when we came out.
You come out like rock star status. I was just so mellow and ready for a nap, and I'm like, oh, I could finally sleep tonight. And he comes out.
I mean, it was great.
So yeah, it
was like it re-energized me. It really did. It must be something that I was lacking.
But it's all those little things that you're going to learn to read your body, listen to what works for you guys.
And that's one thing too with the leg cramps. That's your body telling you, hey, I'm missing something.
Pay attention to me.
Pay attention to me. And it'll get your attention for sure.
And just know, everybody on here, as you get through the later stages in it, or even the beginning stages of this, every ailment, every pain, nook and cranny that you are having issues with that we call the keto flu or just makes this unbearable, there is a fix for all of them. So if we just happen to not touch base on the problem you're having, don't hesitate to reach out. I don't care if it's, the poop question always comes up. So it's one of those, I don't care if you can't stop pooping, if you can't start pooping, whatever you need to do, you need to be going to the bathroom. And those are things that matter. So don't sit there miserable.
Oh, no.
Because there's a fix for all of it. You just got to let me know what you're struggling with, and I will help you with the fix for it. So do not sit and be miserable.
Because that's your body transitioning from the way you had it, what you were doing to what you are doing now. And you're going to feel some symptoms because it's going to be like withdrawal of whatever. and you're going to be changing that chemistry in your body, and your body's going to be telling you, okay, I'm at this point now. Okay, I'm at this point now. So it's going to give you signs. And like Linda and her leg cramps, that's saying, hey, I need some more minerals. We're changing, and I need some more minerals.
And every step along the way, it's going to be different. So what you need right now, in a month from now, as your chemistry shifts, it's going to be different. So don't be afraid. That's the beauty of Dr. Boz's course, is you learn to read your body. And what me and Lance eat almost the exact same thing every day. Every day. We sit down at the supper table, we go to a restaurant, he orders 2 steaks, 2 Caesar salads, and 2 club sodas. When we sit down at the table, we cook the exact same thing. I make our plates the exact same, and our numbers in chemistry will be night and day different. It's just the way it is. So everybody, you have to, that's the beauty again of this course, is you get to learn to read your body, and you get to figure out what it is that works for your body. Now, it doesn't give you the right to make excuses, to be a butthead and be mean and push through, but you got to work with your body and understand most of those problems that are irritating or don't feel good or whatever, there's a fix for all that. So you just got to let us know what it is, and we'll help you. We'll help you with that.
But yeah, try to increase your salt, see what happens, Linda, and hopefully those leg cramps will start to diminish.
Any other questions we can help you with this week?
No,
And I got you on the.
No. The other thing though that was said, and I appreciate it, is the one couple who did their 72-hour fast.
Yep.
Who was that?
Wayne and Vicky Rochelle.
Wayne, yeah. What you said to Wayne, Wayne, I want to commend you on taking charge, being the head of the household.
Yep.
And see, that's what I have to do more. Linda wants to do this. I know it's for me, for health, everything else, but up to this point, I've let her take the lead. So it's time I step up to the plate.
There you go.
Good for you. And I applaud you for doing that. Because
nice job, Rob.
It is. I think that's being that godly man of a family and being a leader. And I think that's the beauty in learning to do this and lead in it. And I mean, it's a lot of,
so there's one, I got to bring up one point there. So funny, because sometimes when we go out to eat, we do the same thing every time. And she will look at me one time and say, well, let's go try this. And I'm like, I don't think so. You're not going to like it. And then it absolutely happens that way.
Every time.
It's like, nope, we're going to go do this.
We're going to do what works.
When she's going to suggest that, I'm going to say, no, we're going to do this.
But even at home, the first time I went through the course, I went through this course with Dr. Boz without Lance. And it was one of those things. Another talk that we had to have that was very serious was when I finally went to him and said, I'm not doing this to fit into my skinny jeans. I am doing this to save my life. And I can't do this and watch you eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every night beside me on the couch. Yeah. I need your support. I need your love. I need you to push me when I'm weak as well. I want to coach you and help you, but I need you to do this. And again, just because you're tall and skinny doesn't mean his health on the inside at the cellular level is any better than mine. So when you realize it's not about a weight, it's not about anything but being healthy and being the best that you can be, I needed him to be strong and be the leader and be the man that I can lean on when I'm struggling. Because for me to pull myself along, and I will say this for the men out there, us women are going to fight this 10 times harder than any of you will. And it will be easier for you guys to stay strong in it and help your women through the hard times. Because when we are dealing with hormones or no hormones or the ups and downs of, I have nothing from my boobs down. I'm hollow. There is not a hormone being made. So it's one of those, it is hard. Sorry. It's just real.
That was TMI.
Sorry. Hey, I've had breast cancer. It's all gone. So it's just one of those things of, I needed him to be strong in my weak moments. And it's going to be harder for us girls, us women, especially those of us north of 30, 40, 50 that are having hormone issues. It is 10 times harder for the work we have to do, that you guys, as soon as we get testosterone happy and working, you guys are on it. Everything will kick in.
It switches on.
That switch goes on. So you guys take that energy, take that mental clarity, take that and be the godly man leader of your house, because your lady is going to need your help and your support and your understanding.
Just remember, if mama's happy, the house is happy.
He's trained so good. He really is.
Yep.
But it truly is. And to have the men leading, that we're getting more and more in the group that the men are leading.
It just makes it easier. I mean, at some point you're just like, I can't fight it, and just roll with it, and you'll benefit from it too. So you will, because in more than one way.
Yes. And you know what I mean? Just know, as our hormones are getting happy, so are yours. So everything
absolutely works.
Everything gets happy. So it's just one of those moments, but it's those things that matter. It really does. And I just applaud all of you men for joining in and being the leader. And like I used to have to, we had some young guys on the group that it was like literally grab them and squeeze, because it's time to put your big boy pants on and be the leader of your family.
Just do it, man.
Just do it. It's okay. It's all
but good job, Rob.
Yes. Good job and welcome aboard. We're just happy to have you.
Yep.
Okay. So who wants to jump in next? Becca, you want to come on in? Jump in. Tell us how you're doing.
Excuse me. I'm okay. I'm not gaining weight, but I'm not losing it. So that's good. Today was a really rotten day for breathing, and I don't know why. I've had to wear my oxygen all the time now instead of just under exertion. And that's going backwards. And again, I'm not sure why.
Change of weather?
Our weather has changed. And I think part of it is I had stopped exercising as much as I should. And I think that has affected my breathing.
Sure.
So I think it's a combination of things.
Have your carbs creeped up at all? Are you doing anything different carb wise, or any of the protein shakes or anything like that? Because that will increase your inflammation.
I'm being good.
Okay.
Thursday night we ate really late. We didn't eat until 8. And I did have a sweet potato with the meal, and I did have a glass of champagne.
Well, there you go.
I knew what would happen, and I did it with my, conscious.
Sure.
And the next day I did have some inflammation in my Achilles tendons and behind my knees. And I expected that, but it passed off and I was fine, Saturday. But just today it's been really weird for the breathing.
Well, Becca, first thing I would throw out there is the inflammation in your lungs. If you're getting inflammation in other places, the inflammation is going to be in your lungs as well. So first of all, I applaud you for going in and making a conscious choice. You had the glass of champagne, you had some sweet potatoes. You know exactly how to read your chemistry and what to do now to get right back on track. It doesn't give you the right to jump the wagon and go crazy, but your body's either going to process alcohol or it's going to process ketones. So until that alcohol is burned off, and you're probably right, if you've slowed down on any exercises, you're having more storage time than you are using it up as fuel. So alcohol is going to get used first until that is completely out of your system. Then it'll go to your, the glucose and all of that. So you handled it properly. You're moving forward. I would just take it nice and easy to get yourself back in ketosis, because those ketones are going to help with that inflammation more than anything.
One other thing.
I did not take my numbers from Friday until today. I'm going to start again Monday because I knew the numbers would be messed up and I didn't want to waste the strips.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah. Whether I do this again on Christmas or not, I don't know. We'll see. I'm starting again with my numbers tomorrow, starting again with the exercise tomorrow.
Yep.
Friday, Saturday, and today I ate really well.
Good.
And my fat to protein ratio wasn't quite 2-to-1, but it was definitely higher on the fat side.
Good.
So I am doing well there. And I consider not losing any weight to have been a triumph.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
leveled out.
just know some people that are doing this, and Becca's one of them, that she's not doing this to lose weight. She's doing this to heal her body. And weight isn't always the goal. Weight isn't the issue. Weight is not what she wants to focus on. In fact, she don't want to lose weight. So but this is not a weight diet. This is not just for weight loss. This is going to put your body in optimal health diet. So it's not even a diet, it's a lifestyle. So good job, Becca. We're glad you're back on board. We'll see you Monday.
One other thing I wanted to say too is if it's getting colder and your furnace is starting to run more, and you got the windows shut up, that may have something to do with you being on oxygen as well. That change of your inside of your house. Quite possibly, getting back into that winter type scenario. I don't know where you're at country wise, but Michigan. Okay.
So
It's cold. But that might be a concern of yours to just be aware of and see how that transitions.
Yeah. One other thing, I'm trying to remember what it was. When we have a boiler, we don't have a furnace, so we don't need to worry about the filters.
Very good.
Yeah. Well, I forget what the other item was I was going to mention.
That could be dryness too. If it's starting to get warm there or warm inside your house, you might have a dryness. Your humidity might be down as opposed to up when you have the windows open. So that might help you be on oxygen too. So
And Wayne is saying check the furnace filters, and absolutely
something as simple as that, may not have anything to do with your keto journey. It's just some change of season or whatever. So
Oh, I remember. My next decrease on my meds is this Wednesday.
Nice.
And this particular decrease has been a hard one. I had some agitation early on in it, and that's the first emotional symptom I've had from any of the decreases. And once I realized what was going on, there was no problem dealing with the agitation.
Good.
So I'm looking forward to this next decrease. I figure I've got 3 more months, and I will be so glad to be off these things.
Absolutely.
Good job. And again, decreasing on those meds is no easy task. So I just give you all the credit in the world. Keep going at it. You know how to do this now. You know how to get your body. I would make sure your ketones are up as high, be in ketosis, the lowest DBR you can get your body at before your decrease, and then through as best you can through that decrease, because that's going to help with that mental ability of pushing through that decrease in the medications as you withdraw from them. So just keep going. We're proud of you. Good job.
Good job,
Thank
Becca.
You're welcome. Felicia, come and say hi.
Hello, Felicia.
Glad to see you, sweetheart.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
We're doing
Good. How are you?
Hanging in there.
How's the family doing? How's your numbers doing?
The numbers are not good, but David's in Longview, his dad's in the hospital, and I'm still dealing with my mom. I had to put her on hospice this week. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, Felicia. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's a season of life, and you got to learn to deal with it. You got to learn to deal with everything else as well. I'm just a little disappointed I didn't deal with it quite as well as I wanted to, but that's okay. Tomorrow's another day, and we'll start all over.
Absolutely. One day at a time. Prayers for you. Hang in there.
And your mama and your family. So I know you got your plate full right now, but just know we're here if there's anything we can help you through. But just know the better those ketones are, the better you're going to handle stress. So don't let a stressor dictate your eating habits. Don't stress eat.
You choose.
You choose. You stay in control of the food. You may not be able to control the situation, but you can control what goes in your mouth. And going down that path of sugar, carbs, and all that stuff. And for anybody that don't know, poor Felicia runs a bakery. So if she can be any sort of keto and be in ketosis running a bakery, I give her all the credit in the world. I'm just telling you, be strong and do not stress, and do not let the stress, you're obviously going to stress, but do not let the stress dictate your food.
Right. That's exactly right. And that's how come I had to hop on here tonight, because this past week, I needed some comfort food.
Yeah, I'm sure you
I bet you did.
I'm sure you did. And that's where, this is where part of this is learning to live this lifestyle of being mindful. It's going to happen. And if you go off and eat a pile of comfort food and that's what you truly need, then you're going to learn how to do that. And then you're going to learn when not to do that. And you're going to learn how to get right back on to the day after.
Yep.
And you're going to get right back at it. And that's okay. And you're not going to beat yourself up. It's not a drama thing, but it's
a learning
make
process.
it a conscious choice.
Yep.
If you're going to do it and enjoy it, your grace comes as early as your next meal.
That's right. That's exactly right. And you just have to remember that, and you have to be forgiving of yourself.
Yep.
And that's where I would say when you're going through stress like that, that is when you do need to have grace and forgiveness for yourself. The difference in it is when it's somebody that it's just literally giving yourself an excuse to jump off the wagon.
Yeah, there's a difference.
There is such a difference. And, when you have hospice called in on a loved one, there is no excuse for that. Is life.
Time for grace.
Yeah, time for grace and time for doing what you need to do. It makes the rest of the excuses sound trivial.
But God has such a sense of humor. I can't believe I'm telling y'all this, but I put my mom on hospice, and then the Lord sent a couple angels to me, and then I had to go pick up groceries for the bakery. This is Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and I load the back of the car up with all this frozen ingredients to drive to the shop. So I called my husband and my son and say, hey, you want me to pick up lunch for you guys? And they said, if you wouldn't mind. So I stopped to pick them up lunch. And so to make sure that I stayed good, I left my cell phone in the car. I left my extra keys in the car, and I left the credit card in the car. And I just took in enough cash to buy what I needed to buy for them. And I flushed the key fob down the toilet. It is now in the sewer of Shreveport, Louisiana. And I sat at Taco Bell for 3 hours waiting on Papa Lock.
Girl.
That would be something I would do.
Oh my. You poor thing. You poor thing.
God love you, woman. Well,
so they caught my meal and I took it.
I love you, woman. You poor thing. We love you. We'll be praying for you as well. And
yes, hang in there.
I'm glad you have a sense of humor through it. And we're going to get you through it as best you can. And you know where we're at if you need us.
Thanks, guys. Y'all are awesome.
All right. Love and prayers to you, Felicia. Jane, you want to jump in? Maybe. There you go.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, come on.
I've been following you for quite a while, so I just decided I would join your meeting. So
if I need to apologize, I'm sorry, but welcome.
No. Yeah. I went through Dr. Boz's 21-day metabolic kit course.
Yep.
And so I after that was over, I jumped right into doing my I had been keto carnivore for over 2 years, and I started doing the 72-hour fasts. So I was just listening to what you were telling Wayne about how his glucose numbers went up at like the 48-hour mark. And I was getting quite discouraged myself. And I didn't really put it into perspective that it wasn't going up because of cortisol or stress. It was because my body was releasing the glucose.
Yep.
So
take the win in that. That is where the beauty in those fasting times come in.
Yeah. So that was thank you for that. That really put some things in perspective for me. And by the 72-hour mark, I think my blood glucose came down to it was like sometimes in the low 90s and mid 80s. So I was hoping to, obviously I have more work to do, but for Thanksgiving, I decided after I finished my fast on Wednesday, my 8th fast on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, nice. And I decided to do the sardine challenge. So I'm doing a 30-day sardine challenge.
Go, girl, go.
But I got to tell you, you're right. I am so blown away by these numbers.
Uh-huh.
It's way better than the water fast. I have had a physiological change. I am cold. It's like, on the last day of the 3-day fast, how you get really cold. I'm cold all the time now. Really strange. I have no problems.
You understand what that is?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. That's that uncoupling of that mitochondria where you're releasing more inflammation. You're healing that mitochondria. Good for you. Good win.
I'm postmenopausal. I've had night sweats forever, and I'm sleeping in socks.
He's waiting for me to get to that point.
in sweatshirts, and I had to put an extra blanket on my bed. And so I'm going to do this for 30 days. And I just decided, that guy, who was the guy in that course that when she introduced the sardine challenge, and the guy who sent her all that data, he did. Whatever his name was. I'll have to go back and watch that video again. And so I just decided, you know what? This is a good time because it's the holidays. I was a former lover of lots of, I've been known to eat a whole pan full of Rice Krispie treats over the Christmas. And,
you're an addict like we are.
So, it was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it because it's my fast is going to end on Christmas Eve. My sardine fast, and I just said, well, it's not going to hurt anything, and I'm eating, my macros are about the same as I was just eating regular food, and I increased my fat a little bit more, but I feel great. And so I just really appreciate all the information you share and everyone here, and I read all your stuff all the time. So
awesome. Well, thank you.
Welcome. We're glad to have you. And just know what she's doing in that 30-day challenge with the sardines. I am going to get there and do it. My goal right now is I want to just make it on my feeding days. If we fast Sunday through Wednesday, I want to make it a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of nothing but sardines first. I want to do my clean water fast for 3 days, then my sardine challenge for my feeding days, and watch what my numbers do.
I was going to say that's going to be golden.
It is.
I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So doing a water fast, by the 72 hours, blood glucose, ketones were up to maybe 3.5, 4. Sometimes I would get a 5, but glucose was in the 80s. But now when I'm doing this fast, what does that mean that my glucose, I had a 52. And my ketones were 7.4 this morning.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
So your glucose is lower.
To my liver. What am I doing to my body?
You are cleaning house and healing mitochondria. So
you're building new cells.
Glucose that low, ketones that high, you are healing mitochondria. You are deep cleaning the nooks and crannies of every inch of your body. So kudos to you. What did your DBR even come out to? Did you remember?
7.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a DBR. You're hitting autophagy. You're making new cells.
That's healing cancer cells.
That is
ultimate healing right there.
So what do these magic little fish have to do? Why does it happen? Because
I wish I could give you an answer, because I would find a way around it or a fight for it or something, because
she would put it in a pill.
I would figure it out. But I am telling you, there is magic. And we have almost 1,000 people in the group. I am telling you, everybody that has done that, from healthy people to not healthy people to everything in between, those little fishies have helped their numbers and their chemistry along at no matter what stage you're in.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
It is. And I can't explain it.
And Joni just asked in the chat, what is a 30-day sardine challenge? It's where you eat nothing but sardines.
I eat about 3 tins a day, 3 tins of sardines. And I get the kind that are in water because I don't like the olive oil.
Yep.
And I add my own olive oil. So I eat about 3 tablespoons extra olive oil per tin.
Yep.
Nice.
So just know, anybody that's listening, trying to figure that out, the sardines challenge is not a fast. We don't consider, in our group, we don't consider fasting till you actually hit that 48-hour mark.
And clean
it's just
fast.
A clean fast. And when we say fasting, when we're talking about fasting in our group, that means black water, yeah. Black coffee, black tea,
or water
and salt.
Yep.
Those are the only things that goes in our mouth for a fast time. So that being said, the sardine challenge is just you consume nothing but sardines.
If you eat OMAD, one meal a day, you eat sardines in that one meal a day.
And most of our people, if you're getting to the point of ready to do a 72-hour fast or even a 48-hour fast, you're down to one meal a day, which we call OMAD. One meal a day is where no calories in except for that one bolus of food that goes in that one meal a day. And, some of us have to do, like when I start cooking, I start my hour because I taste things. So it has to be in that time frame that you eat, but that affects all of our hormones. That affects how insulin gets released, how that insulin fire gets put out, and that glucose fire, whatever gets put out. All that is handled by what time we eat, how often we eat, how often are you putting food in your mouth? Because every time you put food in your mouth, any type of calories goes in your mouth. You are having an insulin response. You're blowing up. It's like putting gasoline on a fire. So what we're trying to do in this course is we are trying to teach you how to put that fire out. We are teaching you to calm down that inflammation. That's how we're going to reverse the diabetes, the arthritis, all those inflammatory, the heart disease, all those things by reversing the inflammation in the body. Inflammation in the joints is arthritis. Inflammation in the heart is heart disease. Inflammation in the arteries is arterial sclerosis. Inflammation in the brain is dementia, seizures, ADD, all of that. So as we calm all that inflammation down in the body, it's just a win. And that's what that OMAD, by stopping putting calories in so often every day, helps calm that fire down. So that's why we start out at 3 meals a day at the beginning of the journey, and we end up at 1 meal a day.
That's what we call closing our eating window.
Yep. It's closing that eating window up. So we're not putting out fires all day long.
You're not cranking stuff up and pulling it down, and cranking it up and pulling it down.
So
that's the only time where you shouldn't work that system.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a win-win. So good job. And the sardines, wherever you can fit them in. If you're on 3 meals a day, make sardines 1 meal. If you can do it, they are not going to hurt a thing, and they're going to help your chemistry move right along.
And make sure you try. There's a bunch of sardines out there, every kind, shape, flavor, whatever. Try something that works. Make sure you look at it. Make sure there's no carbs in it. Some of the flavored ones do have some carbs in it, so watch those.
More important than carbs, make sure you get the ones with no eyeballs, because there are heads and eyeballs on them. And
yep. Get the ones that you like.
My first one I opened up was looking at me, and they went in the trash.
She said, hell no.
It ain't, So those babies went in the trash, but I found some that don't have heads on them, which is, again, a win. So whatever you have to do to get them in you, they are worth the effort. I still chuck them down. I do not like them, but I love what they do for my body. And it's usually my last meal before I fast.
And a lot of these newbies are going, there is no way.
Trust me, I said the same thing.
This is not for you. You're not ready for that.
You're not there yet, and it's all good.
Not there yet. You may never be there, but it's on down the road. If you want to get this, we're intense about it right now. And this is how far and deep that we want to go.
And the other thing I will say, your palate, as much as I tease Dr. Boz about it, is your palate does develop and will change.
Oh, it does.
Greatly. When you quit introducing sugar and sweets to your tongue, your palate will become so different. And things you like or do not like right now, you will be amazed what you like in 6 months from now, or vice versa. Things you can't stand right now, you will be eating like there's no tomorrow.
Never used to like hot sauce.
He didn't even like salt.
Now I like, I used to eat like unsalted French fries, unsalted potato chips, wherever I could find. I hated salt. Now I'm putting salt in my coffee, salt in my water. I mean, it's crazy.
But your taste buds will change as your gut microbiome changes, as your body changes, your taste buds are going to change on your tongue as well. So just know that.
But good job, Jane. That's awesome. It's going to be fun to watch that ride.
Yes.
And
keep us posted.
Yes, keep us posted. And welcome to the group.
Yes, welcome to our group. April, do you want to jump in? Anybody? I know April was there.
April and Joan. Do you
have any questions over there? Anybody?
Nope. Everybody on YouTube's quiet tonight. So I think everybody's just kind of listening as they're watching Yellowstone or something.
That's probably right. I forgot about that. April, you want to come and check in?
Hey, hi.
Hey,
I'm kind of new to this, but it's great to be here. And Doing pretty good with things. Kind of, Thanksgiving went pretty well, but just kind of trying to get more on track and be more watchful of numbers and such. So, but going well. So
good deal.
Good job. And we're happy to have you on board. April's going to be one of ours starting in our New Year, New You program. I want to talk about that for a minute. We're going to be starting New Year, New You program, January 10th. January 2nd, we're going to hit the floor running on that. Those are my advanced people that need to check in. Before that, I'm going to do just a little check-in through the month of December, but we're going to actually do the class starting again in January 2nd. We'll be ready to jump in. I'll be doing beginner and advanced. So we'll have everything ready for the first of the year to hit the floor running with whatever you need on that. So we're happy to have you on that program, April. It's going to be fun. So going to be good. Any questions or anything I can help you with this week, April? Are you good?
No, I don't think so. This was really good. Some of the information tonight was really helpful. And so, yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Good deal.
Any questions anybody have that I can help you with through the week or anything? If not, I got a couple announcements. Everybody think of questions. First of all, December 1st, the tickets are start going up for KetoCon. So anybody that has any inkling to get in, come to KetoCon with us. That is where I'll be speaking in April 21st, 22nd, 23rd, KetoCon, Austin, Texas. Message me. I will post the links in the group again as well for the discount code on the tickets to get in. If you need anything, have any questions, let me know. I do have a referral code to give you so she knows that you're my people. We'd love to have anybody that can meet up with us down there. I would love to catch everybody down there and get a picture with our people together. So that will be coming up, KetoCon. The ticket price will start going up December 1st. So if you have an inkling, get it now because the $100 ticket is going to get you in all 3 days. And it will eventually be $100 a day. So what else? KetoCon. We're going to be starting our New Year, New You program. We're going to be saying anybody that wants a gift for a loved one, the New Year, New You program is going to be taking you through Dr. Boz's course step by step, making sure your chemistry is done, just like we finished up in the group we just did. I'm breaking this one up into 2 sections from Keto Continuum number 1 through 6, and then 7 through 12. So we're going to just keep repeating. You can get in the beginner class if you need in the beginner class to make sure your chemistry is correct. Or we could put you in if you're already through that part and you need the advanced, we can put you in 7 through 12. And I'm going to be doing it as a group class, just like we did in the Keto 21-day boot camp with Dr. Boz. So
all those details are on our Facebook page, correct?
Yes. And I will be updating all of that this week, working as I can get to the website and everything and to the group. So everything will be in there. So we'll be having new groups. So anybody that wants to purchase for a loved one, this is one of those things. A lot of loved ones will not take the money and do it for themselves. This is one of those things you buy for your spouse, you do for each other, you do for a loved one because they won't always do it for themselves. Nobody wants to take that money and spend it on yourself. And I'm telling you, if you have a loved one with health issues, give them the best gift you can give them is health and time. And that's the 2 things we don't get back. And you got to work for it. And it's hard and it's work and commitment. But I'm here today because of it. And this journey has saved my life more than once. And that's coming straight from my cardiologist's mouth, my oncologist's mouth, everything, that it's just, this is a win. And there is an answer. It's not always easy, but there is an answer to do this. And if you get everybody that you love doing it with you, you all win. And you all will succeed. And it is just a step-by-step course as your chemistry takes you through it. So that's the win in that. Anything over there I'm missing?
Nope. All good.
I'm good over there. Any questions? Anybody think of any? Sandy, you got a question, hon? Come on in.
I do have a question, but it's kind of personal. So I don't know if it's possible to ask it when we're done. The last 2 days, food-wise, have been really good. It is really neat to see how quickly, I have been able to pull out of what I did over Thanksgiving. That feels good.
Yep. And I think the win in that, Sandy, is I know you're a veteran long enough that even when you fall off the wagon, you know exactly how to get back on the next day. You know exactly what to do. You know how to get your body back in ketosis. You know how to burn that glucose off, and you're going to learn how to juggle that. So when you do make those choices and life happens, it's not a beat yourself up over it. It's get right back up, brush yourself off, and you know what to do with your chemistry the next day. You just can't let it be the reason you jump off the wagon and go crazy for days. If you had a bad day, that's okay. That's life. It doesn't give you the right to make tomorrow a bad day. Take your power back. You've got the knowledge, and do it. Put everything you know to use to benefit your body. If it doesn't serve your body, it doesn't serve you.
And one day at a time. After that bad day is gone, push it to back. Yep. Don't bring it forward. Leave it back there. Start new again that day.
Yeah, that minute.
that minute.
That minute. I'm still having a challenge with the ratio of the fat to protein. And when you say,
I wouldn't worry as much about the ratio. I would just worry about hitting that fat macro.
When you say fat macro, I guess, as long as I've been here, I should know what macro means, but I don't.
When you go in your chronometer, remember when we set your chronometer up at the very beginning?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Whatever it says, however many grams for your weight and your goals and things like that we set up in your chronometer, it tells you how much fat you need to consume a day.
Okay.
You need to make sure you hit that every day.
That measurement is called a macro.
Yes.
It says that is your fat macro or measurement that you need to hit or goal.
It's just macro just means a unit of measure. And that's
okay. Well, mine today was 110 for the fat, 110%. But the protein was only 59.
Fat.
And the carbs was, go ahead.
It's a fat-based lifestyle.
Yep.
You need more fat than you do protein. You run off of fat.
I understand that. I'm just, I guess I don't have to worry about the amount of protein because although it wasn't what it says I'm supposed to have, I'm here.
Right. And if you're getting good fats. Now, I don't want you having canola oils or crappy oils or fats or margarine or anything like that. But if you're getting good, healthy fats in you, that's okay. Then once you meet that fat macro, then you can eat the protein till you're full, till it's enough, and your body's going to say stop when you're full. And right now, that's okay. That macro doesn't have to be perfect. That ratio doesn't have to be perfect. Your chemistry is strong enough right now. Eat the fat. Don't let those fats drop down because we want you, first of all, we don't want you losing a bunch more weight. You had lost weight. We want to keep your energy up. We want to keep you feeling good, things like that. That's going to require those good, healthy fats to do that. So as long as you're hitting that fat goal every time, you'll be good. Fill up on the proteins. Okay. You got it. Any other questions I can help you with? Somebody just said, Sandy, you look great. You look so much younger. Again, I just want to say
Betty Lou.
Betty Lou is saying that. And Sandy, you are one of those people that you've reversed age in the 2 years we've been working together. You look younger now than you did 2 years ago. And the same thing you can tell by Wayne, you can tell Vicky. You can tell Diane, everybody, when they hit those moments of those fasting, you see the transition in your face. You see, you reverse or you age in reverse. It goes the other way. You can see that glow hit that we all talk about. You hit that glow. I mean, I look at my pictures. We had our wedding pictures pop up in our memories the other day, and it was like, holy cow. Like, everybody keeps saying, oh my gosh, your eyes are so blue. I'm like, they were that blue 5 years ago too. It's just
you couldn't see them.
My face is so inflamed. My eyes are too squinty. You can't tell those things. So it's just everything changes as your inflammation comes down. So Sandy, you look beautiful. We're so proud of you of how far you've come, not only your keto journey, but the brain health. You're a testimony of what getting this done in the keto journey can do for your brain health. And you have to get that glucose out of the brain to be able to heal the brain. And I'm so proud of you the way you've done it. So good job.
Thank you.
Yes. Any questions? Anything else anybody have going? I know we're running over a little bit, but everybody enjoy the week. I'll be reaching out to a few of you. I know that we're going to get our group back up and going. Anybody wanting to get relatives in or gifts for our relatives, like I said, we're going to do the New Year, New You, January 2nd program, hit the floor running. Let us know what you need and we will help you out any way we can. And we will still be here every Sunday between now and then. And we're going to get it all figured out and see how we can help y'all. So let us know what we can do. We love y'all. Have a good week.
Have a great week, guys.